Hi, welcome back for the second day of the IM Volleyball Championships here in Cliff Keen Arena. We've got a good matchup for you for our first game of the night, which is our CoRec competitive game. And Ben, you're super familiar with these teams. You've played them maybe a couple of times, so do you want to let us know what we might see tonight?
Yeah, well, one thing, two teams, we got Milk Tea in red, and we're going to have multiple Scoregasms in green. A lot of the Milk Tea players, I've played with them at the NCRB, North Campus Recreational Building, all very highly skilled, a lot of really good hitters on their team, and good back row attacks as well. So I think we'll have to look out for something like that. Multiple Scoregasms, they have one player, Jacob Doko. He was in the men's championship last night, and he was sort of the MVP. His team did lose, but he was the MVP of that game. Strong hitter, lefty. So we'll see how he factors into this CoRec game and how he does in that setup.
Yeah, one of the nice things about CoRec competitive is it highlights both, good and great things about both the women's and the men's game. Strong serving, intentional setting, and then attacking both from men and women. So we can go ahead and see what's going to happen tonight and see how they blend the two expertises.
And the lineups for tonight. We're going to have in red, as I said, Milk Tea. We have number 9, Albin Shaholi. Number 6, Angelina Fan. Number 10, Suri Lee. Number 4, Richard Fang. Number 8, Matt Zhu. Number 5, Joy Hu. Number 12, Michael Kui. And for multiple Scoregasms in green, we have number 3, Elizabeth Blaine. Number 1, Lauren Petersmark. Number 2, Matthew Johnson. Number 6, Nicole Klauhaut. Number 12, Ashton Collins. Number 10, Evan Cantillo. Number 9, Kylie Mole. Number 7, Jacob Doko. And number 11, Mason Johnson. Not playing for multiple Scoregasms tonight, Nicholas Perisseau.
One of the things we were talking about last night is in IM volleyball, we don't require players to move around the court and rotate. They can stay at a fixed position so long as the server rotates. For CoRec rules, we like to have alternating boy and girl servers, so we'll see how these lineups go for the start of the game in terms of who's playing where, who their strong setters are, who their strong hitters are, and who they have as designated defenders in the back row.
And one thing we'll see a lot of, especially in CoRec, there'll be 2 male players starting in the front, usually trying to use that height, that hitting power, and the back row is 2 female players. We require alternation of gender by position, and so you'll see a lot of that. 2 males in the front, 2 females in the back, for sort of using their ability to pass a lot better and the male's ability to hit in the front row. Doesn't seem like we're starting that way for either team. No, maybe I believe multiple Scoregasms is starting with that lineup and Milk Tea is not. But we'll see how that goes, how that progresses as the game goes on. Again, they don't have to rotate, so a team like Milk Tea with a really good hitter in Richard Fang, he can stay up the front row the whole time if he wants.
See, this might be an intentional choice. I see that they're setting up differently now. Sometimes when you have your setter in the back row, it allows you to have 3 options in the front row. So they may choose to put another girl in the front row to utilize that 3rd option and have their setter stay in the back row. But as they're getting ready for serve receive now, trying to get set up.
I think what happens is Milk Tea just explained to the referees that their setup is legal. They have a male player in the back row coming up front for setting and a female player rotating back. For serve number 6, Nicole, short serve.
And that serve is up. Attempted on the overpass. Hit goes right into the net, unfortunately, for the first point of the game. That was Kylie Mole that hit it over. We've got a Milk Tea in red. Just dug that ball up. A great swing down the line. Setter had her hands up, just couldn't convert that touch into a positive dig for Nicole Clairout in yellow for multiple Scoregasms.
Yeah, and Richard Fang, that number 4, hitting right side. Really strong swing there.
The serve goes up again for Milk Tea. Deep, just missed long by number 6, Angelina Fan. And the serve goes back to multiple Scoregasms, their first male server, Ashton Collins. The 4th, another lefty on that team. Big swing, blocked. And down in for number 4 for Milk Tea, Richard Fang.
Blocked down. The referees seem to have ball was
A little bit of confusion here as we figure out where that ball
Referees
went.
are talking. It seems like the ball was called in. Oh, there was a net touch. That's what there was some debate about whether the ball was in or not, but doesn't matter. There was a net touch by multiple scoregasms. They called it out on their own, which is good sportsmanship thing to do.
And that serve goes up, a little bit of a redo. She got a sneak peek of that before. Big swing goes up and in for that big lefty, number 7, Jacob Doko. Again, one of the MVPs of the men's final that we had yesterday in Cliff Keen Arena.
Just straight over the block there. Not much you can do if you're anyone. Straight over the block onto the back line.
A little bit of miscommunication and confusion to start out the game.
Yeah, you heard the on the bench, number 12, Michael, calling out for Suri to get the ball. She just didn't think she was going to her, a little far outside.
Serve goes up, out of system pass, up and over, forced to free ball it over. Then we get a set opportunity. Just missed long from the outside. Wearing number 11, Mason Johnson for multiple scoregasm, just missed it.
We have an early timeout call by Milk Tea, very early in the game. What do you think caused that early timeout call?
So I'm hearing them say out of rotation. I think what happened is they had their setter pushing up their player in the front row, and then he must have just lost where he was on the court, wasn't able to figure that out. So then when they're resetting in between service points, they must have reset incorrectly, so they just called themselves out of rotation, took a timeout to fix it.
And
as you get to high levels of volleyball, too, it gets even more confusing because there's so many ways to configure, so it's really important for each of the players to stay engaged on the court.
And one thing to note, only one timeout per set, so they can't use another timeout to try to get some momentum for the rest of this set. They will get another one for the second set, but going to be interesting to see how that plays out if maybe allowing multiple scoregasms to go on a run and nothing Milk Tea can do to stop it.
I wonder how that influences the rest of their gameplay, too, what they choose to do with their setter. Big serve just dropped in. It was actually picked up well by number 3, Elizabeth Blaine, for multiple scoregasms, but a little confusion on who's taking that second ball, and it just ends up dropping and an ace for Milk Tea. Service goes up again. Another good pickup. Back set to Jacob Doko, goes off speed. Now setter's out, so they choose a different option. Big swing just goes wide for number 4 for Milk Tea, Richard Fang. Really wanted to hammer it straight down, but wasn't quite on top of the ball, so he just misses that long.
Yeah, it was a good play, just a little too far on the serve. And just another little too far on the serve. Couple of early, seen a couple of early hit outs, serve outs. Got to wonder if that's some of the nerves. This is a different arena than the IMSB, a lot bigger, a lot more space.
That's true. Many IM players maybe haven't played on a stage as big as this, so definitely nerves contributing, and we see that happening again for Milk Tea. For number 8, Matt Zhu misses that one long or short into the tape. That's their setter who just went back to serve. Middle hitter, number 9, goes up for the serve and aces it. That was Kylie Mole. She's been playing middle for multiple scoregasm for the last couple of rotations, now back to serve.
And one thing to note about, you say she's playing middle, kind of more of a middle setter, not really going up to middle block as a classic middle would.
Right.
And an overpass and a big hit. But the net touch is called by the referee. That's a mistake by multiple scoregasms. They had a lot of momentum.
But what you're saying is true for multiple scoregasm, choosing to go single block with Kylie Mole transitioning to hit, but not necessarily getting to each of those pins. They chose to have a setter back row for that 3 options. Out of system ball, put well to the outside, but chosen to free ball over. Set goes up to the outside, swung off of block hands, dug in the back row, again out of system, forced to free ball it over. Let's see what they do with 3 options in the front row. Choose to go middle, another off speed, dug well, just off the 10-foot line, big middle attack, roll off speed, still up, and push over to keep the play. Still alive, right side option, tried to fight for it, but couldn't, had to roll it over. A little bit of an off speed from that lefty. Big push, goes a little short. And wide. Forced to free ball it over. Trying to get a little tricky on the set. Maybe didn't need to do that. Still had 2 options in the front row. Tried to push it all the way to the outside. Just didn't quite work.
Seemed like there was a little miscommunication on who was going to get that free ball. Late lunge, and I think it was Suri. She just a little bit late. Didn't realize she was supposed to get it and hit it just a bit out, which is a shame to see the rally end that way.
Yeah, one of the things that we're seeing is maybe a little bit of difference in preparation. That was a good attack from number 12, Michael Kui. We saw Milk Tea maybe getting here like 10, 15 minutes later than Multiple Scoregasms. So Multiple Scoregasms was able to get on the court and feel around a little bit, swing a little bit more. So maybe taking a little time for Milk Tea to get into this game. But we are tied.
Tied up at 8 apiece. And a short serve off the tape.
Just dribbles over. Forced to free ball it over. A good push. Falls short. A little bit of miscommunication. Free ball back and deep. Now they're in system. They got 3 options. Choose to use that left side option. Big swing. And it goes down.
A big swing by Jacob. We saw that a lot last night. Seemed like that's going to be a continuing trend tonight. One thing to note, Milk Tea, like a lot of teams playing a traditional deep 6, on those free balls you want to see the front row drop back, and they didn't really do a great job of it, forcing the middle back to come all the way up.
And an attempt to tie the game with a dump, just miss into the top of the tape. Maybe didn't know quite where he was on the court. Matt Zhu, their setter for Milk Tea.
We said something, depth perception here can be a lot off. The court's a lot bigger, so maybe felt like he was closer to the net than he really was.
Nice pass, but a tight set, forced to use the left. In the middle, goes over. Time to reset. Big swing down the line. Splitting the block, splitting the back row defense, and that goes down.
Hearing the commentators maybe in the background talking about how there's no block. Saw Jacob back off. Maybe he thought that the Milk Tea player was going to go for a tip of his hands and hit it out. So didn't pay off for him that time.
Out of system ball, forced to roll it over. Now they're in system over for Milk Tea. Big swing. Still up. Just couldn't quite handle it. That was a big dig by number 1 for Multiple Scoregasms. Lauren Petersmark, unfortunately, just hit the face of Ashton Collins there. Forced to roll
Scott
out.
Sterling's call from the stands.
Low ball, forced to roll it over. Sets out now. Out of system ball to the outside. Big swing, picked up easily by Ashton Collins. Out of system, and the lefty puts it down, turning his body away from the court in order to make that one happen. That was over his head, but he found a way to tuck it into that back right corner.
Setter number 8 for Milk Tea kind of cheated in. Seemed like he thought that was maybe going to be a free ball and wasn't ready for the hard attack that followed.
Out of system, again, off of the serve receive, so that forces a free ball over. We've got a set to the outside. Blocked, but still kept alive. Out of system again. Big swing goes long. We see number 10 for Milk Tea, Suri Lee, playing as the de facto libero position, taking a lot of those second balls when the setter is out, putting them in a good spot and giving outsides an opportunity to swing on them.
Good opportunity to swing, just barely hit it out.
Good serve receive on a good serve, picks it up. A little bit of a miscommunication between the setter and the middle. That middle is number 9, Albin Chaholi, and their setter number 8, Matt Zhu for Milk Tea.
The first true 1 attempt we've seen in past 2 nights. 1 being a quick set to the middle, for those of us not familiar with volleyball. 2 is what we've seen, a lot of 2s, high sets to the middle. Gives a little more time for the defense to react, but a little more consistent and less likely to see what happened there where you just tip it into the net.
Serve goes up, big jump, top spin. Ball is dumped over. Nice pass from that libero. Big swing. Touched, but not quite dug for the setter, number 6 for Multiple Scoregasm, Nicole Clare out. Now we're within 1.
Yeah, back and forth game so far. Another big serve coming.
Picked up, shanked just a little bit. Somebody able to get under it, but not put it in a better spot. That was number 3, Elizabeth Blaine, on that first serve receive, and number 12, Ashton Collins, on that second pickup for Multiple Scoregasms. And now it is a tied game with Milk Tea serving and a big serve at the back line, too.
Yeah. First serve was into the net. Last couple have been. Oh, commentators curse. My apologies.
That's the thing with serving big, you know. Sometimes you miss it long, sometimes you miss it into the tape, but then sometimes you get aces.
Yeah, did get 1. You get true ace there. There's a, wow. much better one there. Really good timing, both the setter and the hitter. Maybe just needed one to get out of the system and got that one a little bit better.
Number 3, Elizabeth Blaine, has been in a lot of those touches for multiple scoregasms. I think that she's acting as a de facto libero position too. We just haven't really seen a lot of defensive tactics from that. Great out-of-system set from Ashton Collins for multiple scoregasm. Keeps it in play. In system, force to free ball it over, but outside the antenna.
That was a really, really good pickup by number 12, Ashton Collins. He saw the free ball coming, moved over to cover the setter area to free her up so she could set the ball.
Great
Really
serve receive. Middle attack goes into the block and up, free balled over. Setter couldn't really quite get around to pick that up, so now we're tight at the net and then blocked over and down.
Yeah, that's the one thing about having a somewhat shorter player in the middle for multiple scoregasms. Not able to really joust very well with number 9, Albin, for Milk Tea.
Out-of-system ball off of the serve receive, forced to roll it over by outside number 11, Mason Johnson. Left side attack goes up. Sorry, right side attack goes up. Off the tape, but dug up, kept alive, tight at the net, couldn't quite turn to put it down for their middle, number 9, Albin Shoholi for Milk Tea, and that's a point for multiple scoregasms there within 1.
It seems like every time a team has gotten up by 2, the other team immediately rubber bands back right to within 1. Missed serve there is not going to help multiple scoregasms. Kind of felt like they had the momentum, maybe if they could rattle off a couple points, but not able to do so.
And now Milk Tea has just picked up the momentum after about the 13th or 14th point, and they have not let go of it so far. High topspin serve. Set's a little high, forced to roll it over. Set is now front row for Milk Tea. Pushed, kept alive. Forced to free ball, a little bit of a miscommunication. And then up and down. Just guarding the net was number 11, Mason Johnson, for multiple scoregasms. A little bit of a miscommunication there. The setter for Milk Tea, number 8, Matt Zhu, just could not quite get around his middle to be in a better position, but that results in a point for multiple scoregasms.
And we see Elizabeth for multiple scoregasms check out of the game. She's been a key part of a lot of their defense. We'll see how that plays out.
Set goes up, dug, easy. Nice high block, chosen to attack on the second ball, but the block was there for number 7, Jacob Doko. Was just able to read that well, be all over it, and now momentum is shifting, maybe in multiple scoregasms' favor as they tie up the game.
And a little bit of an overpass. Michael went for the big return. And there's kind of momentum killer there. Serve out. You want to keep those serves in, make the other team beat you.
Just barely missed that back corner. Looking for an aggressive serve, missed it just a little long. I think everyone's trying to get used to this ball. Float serve goes up, tipped over, set to the outside for Milk Tea, blocked, but goes down under the net, and so that's a point for Milk Tea. They're now 2 up. Set to the outside, big swing.
Big swing.
Unable to be handled by number 10, Surrey Lee.
I've seen a lot of sets over to Mason left side. Not really able to get good hit, good swing on it. Maybe a little bit out of sync with his setter. That one he was really able to line up and get a good hit off.
Jump float up. Nice pass by number 10, Surrey Lee, but the set is too high in the middle. See that the setter middle connection is so important, especially when you're trying to run quicker offensive, and that one just could not quite get it.
We're all tied up at 19. Next couple points are huge.
Another jump float, interesting choice, perfect pass to the setter, goes outside, big swing, off the tape and down, unable to be picked up by their middle back, who they have playing number 12, Ashton Collins.
One thing to note, multiple scoregasms, they still have that timeout, so they can maybe use that to break up. They have Matt Zhu for Milk Tea, their big server. Let's see if he gets a couple in. Multiple scoregasms might use a timeout to try to freeze them.
That one goes long, and now we are tied again. Multiple scoregasms with the ability to score off of the serve. Milk Tea with the ability to score off of the serve receive, and they have their setter number 6, Nicole Clare, out back to serve. high jump float. Big swing, block down. 2 touches off of that block, but unable to convert it into a point for Milk Tea, which puts multiple scoregasms up by 1. How many score lead changes have we seen so far in this set?
We've had a lot. Tightest game of the final so far.
Nice serve receive, a little bit wonky on the serve. Found the middle though, able to put it over. Back set to the left, tried to cut it deep, and a miscommunication about who's taking the second ball after their setter, Matsu, gets out. Gives a point for multiple scoregasms. Milk Tea unable to convert that dig into points.
That timeout might come really in handy if Milk Tea still had it right now. Try to get their nose back into them.
Nice pass by number 10, Surili. Dump from the 10-foot line, still kept in play. Big swing, block touch, picked up, nice second contact. Had to tip it over, but found open spot. That was their outside number 4, who's also been quiet this game. That was Richard Fang.
Yeah, he's been sort of one big thing. Jacob Doko's just a big net presence, and he can kind of shut down a lot of hitters.
Low in the middle, found the spot, put it over, sets out now, forced to free ball, set it over. Uses the block to his advantage to sort of recycle, but able to convert that dig into points as the overpass gets slammed down by Mason Johnson. There was a touch off of it, a dig off of that overpass, but did not convert from them. Another jump float, goes up, roll off speed, sets out now, but easily picked up, push to the outside, and blocked down. Maybe a little bit of an easy read for Jacob Doko there, setting the outside. He had no other options unless he chose to go back row, so easy for the block for Milk Tea to get set up and just block that one straight down.
Yeah, and he was setting from long, had to go really far away across the court, across his body, so not able to really pin him outside.
Jump float finds the back line. That was a nice aggressive serve for Milk Tea by number 4, Richard Fang. And now it is tied again at the 23rd point.
Yeah, really close here.
Set goes up, picked up. Back set, kind of high, finds the court.
What a swing there.
That was number 7, Jacob Doko, for multiple scoregasm.
And that was just a really good play all around. Great pass by Mason and just a perfect set by number 6, Nicole, to give Jacob an opportunity to do what he does best.
And now they are up 24-23 with the serve. Standing float really high, finds the setter on the serve receive, outside attack. Pass to their head, dug up easy. Rolled over to keep in play. Another perfect pass set up for Milk Tea.
A little bit of conversation with the referees. 2 people talking. Milk Tea is pleading their case. Multiple scoregasms pleading theirs as well. But the set goes to multiple scoregasms. They say that I believe it was number 4, Richard Fang. They say that he touched it last. Our officiating crew, this is our best officials of. We have our best officials here. They talked about it after the play, and they made the call. And I think it was the right one personally.
Yeah, I agree. Also pointed out by our down official is that before the play was dead, number 4, Richard Fang, was actually in the net to end the play before the ball died out. So that was really, really good officiating here. Tensions get high, of course, in the IM Championship, but we always say that if it comes down to one call, then maybe we should have done something a little different in the game beforehand to make it that way. But they still have at least one set to prove whether or not the officiating was right, whether it deserved to be in the IM Championship. So let's see how they make some changes there.
And I'll say very similar across the board in terms of really stats everywhere. Kills, blocks, missed serve, missed hits, all even across the board. So a really well-matched game we have so far, and I'm really looking forward to this second set. Both teams competing at a high level, and both teams really not a lot of mistakes. Points were earned, not lost.
Right, absolutely. And we can hear behind us just how loud this gym is for an IM game, right? See a lot of people cheering on their friends and being fans of the sport. So that contributes to some of the activity that we've been seeing so far.
Yeah, and obviously, championship game, everything's going to come up. And you can't see it right now, but we're watching Milk Tea get some practice in, try to practice those hits. maybe try to hopefully not have just a little bit better game in the second half.
Yep. Especially working on that setter-middle connection as we get started for this second set. What are some changes that you think? I mean, both teams played a phenomenal game, right? It was within 2 points pretty much the entire game. But how do you think that Milk Tea can convert those 2 points into wins?
They had a couple of missed serves and a couple of missed hits, but really overall their hits and serves got them a lot of their points as well. So I don't know what they need to change. Maybe they had a couple of miscommunications in the back row on I thought I had this ball, stuff like that. And cleaning that up, that's the easiest thing to clean up,
right,
is calling it loud, calling it early. There should never be a ball dropping harmlessly to the floor when 3 or 4 players can get it.
Absolutely, especially not a free ball. That is an opportunity to convert and to use all the options that you have in the front and the back row to attack.
Yeah. And we're going to get started here. And Milk Tea is going to use Matzu, number 8. He's the one with a couple of aces and a really strong serve. So we'll see if he can get this game started right for him.
Topspin, big serve goes up, dealt with. We see a set go up into the middle and just straight down. We see a little bit of a middle switch too. Now we have number 4, Richard Fang, playing in the middle, and number 12, Michael Kui, playing on the outside. So Richard and Michael had been splitting that outside position, but a lineup change already starting off well for them.
Yeah, number 9, Albin's just taking a breather, getting some water. He'll probably be in soon.
Serve, receive, overpass, and that ball is just out off of the overpass. Ashton Collins wanted it, maybe a swing and a miss there, so no touch, and that ball goes straight out.
Some of the players on Milk Tea asking for a tip. Officials didn't see it, so point for multiple scoregasms.
Middle attack leads to a middle tip. Picked up, a little bit of confusion, forced to free ball it over. Dug up again, another free ball and another overpass miss by their middle, number 4, Richard Fang.
He seems more in shock and disbelief that that ball went out than anything. Teammates go quickly. Seem like they're giving him a little bit of a good-natured ribbing, but hopefully he can start getting those in. Really powerful swing.
High float serve goes up for the perfect pass.
And we talked about that. We don't want to see those bad passes. That seemed like number 5, Joy, wasn't ready for the ball at all.
No, it seems like she read it wrong and thought that it was going to go outside. She went directly to cover her hitter instead of transitioning back for the set. Kept alive off of kind of a wonky dig by the setter for multiple scoregasm, and smart decision by Milk Tea outside hitter Michael Kui to use that block to push the ball out and get a point for Milk Tea.
Yeah, one thing, Jacob's going to go up for the block almost every time, so you can kind of use that to your advantage if you're a hitter sometimes.
Big serve picked up by Ashton Collins. And a free ball over. In system, goes to their middle. Richard Fang for Milk Tea. Dug by their setter, number 6, Nicole Clairhout, who has had to dig a lot of balls in that right back position, but unfortunately unable to convert it into a point for multiple scoregasms.
Yeah, and there's a net serve. Seems like a lot of points have been decided so far by Milk Tea. They've had a missed serve and 2 hit outs. So they've had 3 kills, but it's 4-3. So if I'm Milk Tea, I want to say, hey, let's start keeping these balls in. Make multiple scoregasms beat us.
Absolutely, but a missed serve returned by number 12, Ashton Collins, who's been playing middle back for multiple scoregasms. One thing, too, when you're an athlete used to playing on a women's height net is just adjusting to the different height.
And we're just trading back and forth. Smith serves.
That one maybe no excuse. The ball was high over the net, just missed quite long.
Almost went out of the blue paint that rings the court. Not the best one.
Another high float serve. Perfect pass. Blocked in the middle, so kept alive. Out of system now, forced to roll it over.
Good roll there to the deep corner. Good pass by Suri.
In system, touch off the block. Kept alive and in. Little bit off the net on that serve, and a big cut, just missed long. Again, out of the blue paint.
Yeah. That one a little tougher. The set was maybe a little far outside, and when you get as a lefty myself, I've had those sets before where you get too far and you're not really sure how to deal with it because your entire body is inside the ball and you almost have to reach behind your head to try to hit it.
Perfect pass by number 12, Ashton Collins. Set maybe a little tight from number 6, Nicole Clare out, but there outside, Mason Johnson finds a way to push it over the block and down in front of the 10-foot line off the tip.
Really
Big
good set
push.
there.
And that ball finds a way to be in. I think libero number 3, Elizabeth Blaine, just playing a little bit out of position there.
One thing to know, we do have corner officials. We don't usually have them for IM games. Multiple score guys thought that ball was out, but our official's 2 feet away. I have to imagine she had a great view of it.
Matt Zhu, big jump topspin, out of system set. Good touch, but unable to change directions for number 6, Angela Fan, and their setter, number 8, Matt Zhu. So unfortunately, that pickup by number 10, Suri Lee, just not converted.
Yeah, good placement there by Jacob. First true kill of the set for multiple scoregasms. And that is not that's sort of a shank by Suri. I don't see that often out of her. Play a lot with her. She's a really good, reliable back row player, and we haven't seen her. We've seen a lot of really good passes from her, and that's kind of the first bad one we've seen.
Yeah, I think on that ball, just choosing to seam in a different direction. The server, number 9, number 9, Kylie Mole, is serving from the 5 position. They're just a little bit out of position, and she pulled that ball. Again, another serve, trying to be a little tricky with the dump, but didn't know quite where the net was. And number 8, Matsu from Milk Tea, just dumps it into the bottom of the tape. A better pass there, maybe able to read it right this time. Kept alive off of the dig, forced to free ball it over in system now. Big set, middle fake, picked up in system, big wind up, finds a way to jump it off the tape, out of system set from the middle, goes down, still up, picked up well by number 3 for multiple scoregasms. Off the net, forced to off-speed it over, again out of system. Everybody kind of playing out of system this rally, and it just goes in. A little bit of a miscommunication. It seems like number 10, Suri Lee, was opening up, trying to let her player number 6, Angela Fan, know that to pick up that ball, but just not able to get it this
I think
time
Angelina Fan thought that ball was out. She looked up like, oh, great, it's out, but ball was well and clearly in. So maybe just, again, court being a little, wow, and a great swing there by number 9, Albin Chaholi. That water break seemed to do him good.
Yeah, he checked back into the game a couple of rotations ago and has been producing ever since.
Score is 7-10, 3-point lead for multiple scoregasms. Milk Tea's probably going to want to get this one under control early. You don't want to fall down behind in the second set.
Big serve, but serve receive keeps it in play. Forced to free ball it over, a little bit of a cut shot. Setter number 8 for Milk Tea, Matt Zhu, said, my bad on that. Did not mean to put it over. Big swing, and we see just fighting for the block a little bit too hard for Michael Queen. He goes into the net, and that gives an opportunity for number 7, Jacob Doko, with his big serve to keep multiple scoregasms up by 4.
Called me by our down ref, and didn't seem to meet much opposition from Milk Tea, so they knew what they did.
Dug well on the auto system. Big swing, a huge windup on that swing for number 11, Mason Johnson, and it was blocked, but unfortunately blocked out. Maybe that block just wasn't formed quite well inside the court.
Mason's had a lot of, he winds up big for his swings and had a couple that go out, but his really have power when they are going in.
Big swing by the middle for Milk Tea. Kept alive, and that ball
just hit into the net by Jacob.
Maybe trying to go for a little bit of a cutty, but feet not in position to make that happen.
Again, same thing we saw earlier where set's just a little too far to the tape and Jacob's not able to adjust.
Big jump serve, kept alive off of the serve receive. Dumped over, but still in play, out of system ball. Mason Johnson goes up, dug up by number 10, Suri Lee. Another out of system ball, forced to free ball it over, trying to be a little tricky on the set. We see it go up, a little tight on the net, forced to use his right hand, and we know that number 7, Jacob Doko, is a lifty, so that right hand coming into play, but unable to go over or through the block, and that ball goes down. A point for Milk Tea.
Honestly, a really good save by Jacob early on in that point to even have a chance to go for that.
Another big jump topspin picked up well by number 12, Ashton Collins. Set over the net by number 9, their middle for Milk Tea. Goes down, kept alive by Surrey Lee, forced to dump over in-system ball. Middle gets a little late to transition, and there's just nowhere to go. Again, she was late turning around and transitioning off the 10-foot line. Maybe not the smartest choice of set since her setter wasn't quite ready, and that shows as number 9, Albin Shaholi, was all over it on the block for Milk Tea.
And now only a 2-point deficit for Milk Tea. Big serve again.
Handled well by number 11, Mason Johnson. Chooses to go to Jacob Doko on the left-hand side. Recycled, big swing by Mason Johnson. He is just hitting so fast. The block is not quite getting set up to do that. And again, what we were talking about by having the choice of having 2 women or 2 men in the front row, they actually have a woman playing as a right side hitter for Milk Tea. She is a lefty, number 5, Joy Hu. So maybe that's one of the reasons why Mason is able to capitalize down the line.
Yeah, well, the middle block is kind of torn between does he go and help on the swings by Jacob or block Mason on the right side.
That time choosing to block Mason on the outside, but unfortunately he's just not able to find the top of the tape, go over the tape even, and that goes into the bottom. And a point for Milk Tea. They are within 2.
Yet again.
Big float serve goes up, picked up well, overpass into the net.
Net call on, I believe, number 9, Kylie Mole of Multiple Scoregasms. Officials were all on top of it. All the players pointed out, but the officials had already started to call it.
I think she knew it too. Back set a little tight, picked up well, watch off the read. Still in play, asking for a lift call, not given. Rolled over. Now Milk Tea is in system, choosing to run the middle, but that was a little low off the set. Having to go outside here, Mason Johnson tipping it deep, but missing. So now it is 13-13 off of a couple of errors from Multiple Scoregasm, and they take their first timeout of the match.
Yeah, that's a good time to take a timeout. They were up 10-7, and they've seen that disappear as it's tied 13-13. So good time to take a timeout, get some water, reset, and hopefully get back up to the lead that they had early on in the game.
It's also a great timeout for the officiating crew to get together and talk about the game, talk about how they are going to want to pay attention, what they're going to want to look out for, too. I see them talking about just being more intentional with touches off the block, too. That's one of the things that you have to be careful for as a player. You want to get positive block touches, but if those balls goes out, you don't really want to call them either. So just seeing everybody taking a break to reset at 13-13. We're about halfway through the set. What do you think that both teams are talking about in their timeout going forward for how they want to play the rest of the game?
I think Multiple Scoregasms, if I'm them, I'm talking about sort of trying to make sure the sets, try to maybe get some better passes to the setter so she can really get good sets. There's been a couple times, a couple of hits into the tape or blocked balls that just the set's been a little not what the players are ready for. So some of those are from bad passes, but passes need to maybe be a little better so they can do it. And if I'm Milk Tea, I'm saying, hey, guys, we got them on the ropes. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the pedal down. We can't let this timeout distract us. Keep swinging hard, but keep swinging in. They've done a really good job recently, haven't made any mistakes, and they made several mistakes early in the game, let them fall behind, and now they're just keeping the balls. They're hitting them hard, but they're keeping them within the court, and that's really helping them get back in this game.
Absolutely. I think both teams need to be careful about free balling it over and just set up for more attacking. That one kept alive and attacked just long. Big swing off of the shank pass, just popped up right to the outside hitter for Multiple Scoregasm, Mason Johnson. Not able to jump and be quite on top of the ball, and he misses that one long.
Yeah, maybe a little too aggressive there than he needed to be. That kind of just maybe a free ball and kind of let it go.
Big swing off the left, kept alive, free balled over. Should be an in-system ball, not quite. Big swing by Mason Johnson. Catches number 8, Matt Zhu, just sliding out of position down the line.
You heard number 5, Joy Hu, calling out, watch left, watch left. Big swing by Jacob. They're able to get it up. but just have to free ball it over, and that sets up Mason to do what he does best and really wind up on a ball.
Still kept alive off of the block touch, forced to free ball over short, a little bit out of position, choosing to go to the left, off speed roll, in system swing, blocked and down.
Another block, 2 blocks by multiple scoregasms on that point. I think both with Jacob, and really good job there. They got the lead back 15-14.
A great set there. Big swing out. Touch off of the block called. Touch off of the block called.
Have some talking with the officials. The back judge did not call a touch. The up ref and
both the up and down ref called that touch pretty immediately. From me over here, I saw a touch. I'm not gonna lie.
Looked a lot like it to me. The ball came off at a different angle than what I've seen most of the hits come off of. So I thought I saw a touch, but pleading their case, almost getting it, but not quite.
Opportunity to set up and swing here. A set goes a little awry. That ball should be really at the 10-foot line there, but not quite. In system now for multiple scoregasms. A little high, force user right again for Jacob Doko. And down.
Alrighty, 1 second here. We're going to have a little bit of a break here. We have something we've noticed from one of our side judges. Point's going to be dead. There's a service rotation issue with, I believe, Milk Tea. And so the point is going to go to multiple scoregasms, which is true. And with IMs, it's tough. Normal volleyball, it's really easy. Whoever's in the back right, they got to serve.
Right.
And you circle around. With this, you don't have to rotate. And so one thing with IMs is it's difficult to remember who served last, who's serving next, who's serving after. So I believe the score is going to be
we're just going to get a score confirmation here.
Confirmation here. So what's the
15-16?
Okay, yeah, and the scoreboard has been updated. So multiple scoregasms up 16-15. The point from Milk Tea invalidated because they're out of service rotation.
And that's a huge momentum changer. You do not want to lose points on things like that. But they get it back almost immediately after that serve goes into the net. You really have to keep your cool there.
Yeah, so hopefully then serve rotation here.
Gem float goes over and in. Out of system ball, forced to free ball it over from the back row. Big swing up and down.
Good swing there. Good kill. We are, with a little bit of an odd stoppage of play there, but I think we're getting back into it. Both teams, I think just they want to play volleyball. Neither team wants to win off technicalities like that, but you do have to follow the rules.
Absolutely. Good pickup there, forcing the big swing. Again, missed long. These are just points that you don't want to lose if you are multiple scoregasms.
Yeah, it felt like they were in control of the game for a bit there, and now it seems like it's starting to slide away. They've already used their timeout, so they're just going to have to dig deep and try to reset, win a point, maybe go on a little bit of a run of their own.
They have subs on the floor that they're able to use. Whether or not they choose to use them is up to them. Set goes over, still kept up. Free ball over after the incredible effort. Outside goes up and just unable to convert. And down. Let's see what they choose to do for multiple scoregasms again. Two male subs on the floor, 1 female sub on the floor. And Milk Tea just has control of their game with their middle, number 9, Albin Shoholi, back to serve.
They really have. And one thing to note, we mentioned before, sets have been a little struggling here for multiple scoregasms, so not able to use their big hitters in Jacob and Mason. And there you go, another tip off of a...
And a free ball over off of the dump. Their setter is now live for Milk Tea, choosing to have a live setter. Ball goes up. Doug just not quite able to handle that ball, trying to figure out what to do. They choose to sub number 3, Elizabeth Blaine, who has been playing in that left back position, back into the game. Let's see if that's able to convert for serve receive points there. And another nice serve from their middle, number 9.
Good pass there. Again, set's just a little off, so not able to get full power into his Jacob. Free ball. See if they can do something with this here.
Big swing, dug up and over. A chance. Block touch. 2 options in the front row for Milk Tea. Chooses to go high over the top of the block. Another off-speed roll to the 6, just not the position for him. And number 5, Joy, who ends that rally by tipping it into the tape. Now,
and ends a big run by Milk Tea as well.
We have multiple scoregasms back to serve. They have their outside number 11, Mason Johnson, at the service line. Float just goes long, a mistake that you don't want. And we are 21-17 Milk Tea. There was a point last set where it was 21-17 with multiple scoregasms up, and Milk Tea was able to convert and bridge the gap just a little bit. That set ended 25-23 in favor of multiple scoregasms. So let's see if multiple scoregasms can do the same here.
Yeah, and that's not going to help. Want to get better passes off that. And one thing that Milk Tea was able to utilize number 8, Matt Zhu, as their big server. But multiple scoregasms doesn't really have that. They sort of have that in Jacob, but he's been toning it down a lot, trying to keep the serves in.
A little bit of a miscommunication about who is taking that set, and that ball just goes long.
Looks like we might have our first third set of the championships here, 23-17, and a few multiple scoregasms. Maybe just try to get some momentum going into the third set.
Off-speed roll, picked up again, blocked over, and it's still alive. Turning for the outside to put that deep. And a big touch on that ball gives the point to multiple scoregasms. Great officiating at the net, watching out for those touches, which are going to be really crucial as the set comes down to its final points.
Yeah, ref called that immediately.
Drop short, pushed over, free ball, not quite to the setter, using that right side. Jacob Doko dug up, low ball, jump and swing over, kind of a roll. We see a set to the outside, big swing again, and just dribbles off of the tape. Mason Johnson works really, really well off of that tape.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed with Mason, all of his swings are the same power and kind of the same angle, but if he hits it just a little too high or a little too low, he struggles. He doesn't get a ton of height, so it's kind of difficult for him to swing perfect every time.
A little trouble with that float serve for Milk Tea. And that ball just goes out again, starting with that service trouble for number 12, Michael Quee for Milk Tea. Maybe choosing not to seam correctly on that ball again and forced to shank, but kept alive by that de facto libero, number 10, Surili.
I may have spoke too soon about this going to 3 sets. Milk Tea, multiple orgasms, doing all they can to end the championship here.
And just tucked away between the seam, straight down for number 7, Jacob Doko. He really wanted that one. And now multiple scoregasm is within 2. 21-23, that is a tough score. If multiple scoregasm gets a point, they're within 1. And then if Milk Tea gets the point, they're within 1 of set point, forcing the third set. So both teams really, really want to get this point to keep their momentum going.
This next point is huge. 24-21, 3-point lead. Next point wins. Got to play flawless volleyball if you have multiple scoregasms. But you win this point coming out of the timeout. Multiple scoregasms. Milk Tea's on their heels. They felt good. They're up 23-17. And then they're on their back foot. Maybe they try to force it something. And once you get the game tied up 23-23, that's anyone's game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this comes out. Done a really good job serving by number 9, Kylie Moore, just in the back row. Difficult serves to receive, not necessarily ace-worthy, but hard enough to receive. And the hits seems like both Mason and Jacob have slowed it down a little bit, make them dig it, keep the point alive as long as possible.
I think Milk Tea just needs to keep it simple, trying to do maybe a couple of tricky things in the front row that they don't necessarily have to do. Just get that ball up, put it over, multiple scoregasms. They're the ones who have to be a little crafty and find the open spots. Float serve goes up. And a roll from their middle. for Milk Tea.
Oh,
big swing,
big
but
block.
blocked straight down.
Number 9, Albin Shaholi got all the way over, was able to shut it down. Mason wasn't a little slow. We got, so now, as we said, 24-21. Kind of playing a little bit with house money. If you Milk Tea, you can afford to make a mistake or two, while multiple scoregasms cannot afford to make any.
Big high top spin goes back to Jacob Doko. Out of system, and a confusion about who is taking that ball. Everybody wanted it. It was a roll, but nobody was quite under it to pick it up. And now it is 24-22 in favor of Milk Tea, but number 7, Jacob Doko, that big lefty, is back to serve. Let's see if he chooses to use his big topspin or if he chooses to float. Chooses to float there.
Doesn't want to end the game on a missed serve, which is smart.
Big swing, blocked up and picked up down the back. Chooses to pick a smart spot. Surrey Lee picks that up easy, rolled over. In system now with 3 options. Mason Johnson, big swing.
Just barely out. A lot of complaints from a lot of the players and the fans. Again, our referee is quite literally 6 inches away from that ball. Have to imagine he saw if it was in or out.
Looking at it the whole time. And one of the things about the ball, the lines are white. There are white lines on the ball, too. It can look a little deceiving, but, I mean, he's looking right at it. So his call is a call that stands.
And especially if I think they were maybe arguing if it was in based on the side. I think the referee called that ball out deep. That's what it looked like to me. It was headed out deep. And you can't see a ball out deep if you're looking at it on the court. So
absolutely.
We're going to go to break here for a couple minutes, and we'll be back with the 3rd set of the CoRec Competitive Championship match.
And we are back for the 3rd set of our CoRec competitive final here in Cliff Keen Arena. That little bit of a set break, able for both teams to figure out their strategy, calm down a little bit, and Milk Tea winning the serve, so they have their setter, number 8, Matt Zhu, back to serve.
And Milk Tea in red, multiple scoregasms in green. The set scores were 25-23 and 25-21 in the first 2. Multiple scoregasms won the first set. Milk Tea won the second, and a big start by Jacob there with a big swing.
Yeah, that all started by a great serve receive by number 3, Elizabeth Blaine. And by great, it was just a good pickup, right? Able to get an out-of-system set by number 11, Mason Johnson, to the right side hitter, number 7, Jacob Doko, and convert that into points. Their setter and the server for that rotation, number 8, Matt Zhu, was all over it, but unfortunately not able to error positive into the court and just dug that one long.
He's probably their best server on the team. In fact, they want him serving so much they actually lost a point last set from serving out of rotation for him.
Easy serve receive picked up, sets a little high, but he just dunks it straight down. Everybody calling the net. I think that was the ball. I think the ball is what got the piece of the net. No hand there. Nobody calls it. Referees again have full control of this game, so their call stands.
Yeah, and again, these are the best referees IM has to offer. We have 4 of them as opposed to our usual 2. These guys know what they're talking about. I've trained all of them myself. They're quite good at their jobs.
Roll again, picked up, forced to dump it over. A little bit of miscommunication. Who takes that ball? And unable to convert that to points. Again, off the miscommunication on what is essentially a free ball. Multiple Scoregasms has really got to calm it down and figure it out if they want to produce for this game. And this third set is really crucial.
Yeah, really, really crucial third set here. I mean, that's all sides. The biggest prize of them all, the gold IM Championship T-shirt. Everyone thinks you're cool when you wear it, so really big to win that.
Big serve, forced to free ball it over, a chance to run all the options. And again, just trying to be too tricky. Trying to be too tricky there and unable to dump it over the net.
We've seen a couple of that. I mean, Matt's had great player, but he's had a couple of sets, a couple of those dumps going to the net, and I don't think he's gotten a point off any of those dumps. So maybe trust your hitters. I mean, he's got some supremely talented players around him. Trust them to put the point away for you.
Ball goes up, big swing, touch off the block, and dug out of the back row, out of system set. Tip goes long, a little bit of miscommunication on the free ball. And that ball hits the antenna, so it is a point for multiple Scoregasms. Their outside hitter just trying to keep it in play, but unable to do so. That was number 4, Richard Fang, who had to go up and try to push that one in.
And some big cheers from the fan section of multiple Scoregasms. Love to see some cheering going on. That's what IM's all about, rooting on your friends to succeed.
Good digs on both sides of the net. Forced a free ball over there, unable to convert that into a swing. So now they're in the system for multiple Scoregasms. Set goes up. Again, picked up.
Really good dig by the right side player there. Big block as well.
In the plane, just dunked down. We said this yesterday, you cannot put anything in the plane of the net. When you have Jacob Doko on that right side, he will just find it and push it straight into the court.
Yeah, no fly zone around him.
The serve goes up, picked up well, pushed to the outside, choosing to run a 2 rather than a 1 tempo, as we were talking about earlier. That one goes down.
And a smart tip, he noticed, looked like 2 or 3 players coming up to block, and he noticed that court was wide empty behind him. So just tip him over, kept it just past the 10-foot line, and an easy point.
And then he's back to serve. Goes up, push to the right side, just turning and finding the court.
Same thing for Jacob. He noticed that. He goes up, gets the players to commit, and Suri Lee just not able to chase it down. She saw it coming, and I think she was hoping it was going out as it drifted near the line, but it was definitively in.
Players just using a lot of court vision there. That ball
just
missed,
out.
Long.
That was a good call by Suri. She let her teammates know that the ball was going out, and it did go out. But good call. Want to be loud and confident on those calls if you're especially the libero, because people will trust you and avoid it or go for it depending on what your call is.
Back set, a little off, forced to turn. Now we got a swing opportunity. Tight at the net, still alive. Again, out of system. Forced to roll it by the middle for multiple Scoregasms. Set still alive. That one a little bit out of system, out of sort set. Pushed to the outside, big swing, picked up on the move. Out of system for multiple Scoregasms, still up. That was a nice little pancake by multiple Scoregasms. Milk Tea had control of that. And a push picked up
Really good dig by Suri there. And
Still
a big block by
alive.
Jacob. It doesn't matter. All over that point. Really good point by both teams. A lot of really strong defense. And one thing I noticed, the free balls from multiple scoregasms, they're targeting that back left, making it go to the setter, get the set out. Milk Tea is not doing the same. And gotta wonder if the free ball is just able to get a little more momentum and get a good swing off. Maybe if they push it towards that setter and make someone else set.
Yeah, I also, one of the nice things that I like about Milk Tea is even when they lose that point, number 10, Surrey Lee, is in the right spot a lot. Even in the places where they lose a point, they are in the right spot a lot. So sometimes she shanks it left, sometimes she shanks it right. She's just not able to convert the touch that she has to like a nice high pass, but she is all over it.
Yeah, a lot of very smart players, and Suri's always in the right spot when I've played with her.
Had traded missed serves before, and now they're in there again. Triple block, but he still finds a way to get a jump off the tape and put it straight down. They've chosen to run a higher set with him, but it has been working for Albin Shaholi and their setter Matt Zhu for Milk Tea.
Low pass, but good swing. Oh, great swing by Jacob. Get it off the block and able to get the kill. 8-6 for multiple scoregasms in green. Gotten off to a hot start here, and maybe that crowd energy they have behind them. They're really loud, and they're really cheering them on, which is just giving them that extra energy to succeed.
Float serve goes up and in. Nice pass from number 10, Surrey Leaf. Forced to push it over by middle Albin Shaholi for Milk Tea. But with the free ball over there now in system, again, choosing to run him on the tip again. Still in play. Can't call what you can't see. Unfortunately, it goes down. Here's the thing about officiating that people don't remember. It is so difficult for all of the officials to look at everything at the same time. Sometimes things happen, right? You just have to keep playing, and you can't let that point stop you.
Yeah, seems like got to remember, ain't over till the whistle blows. So just got to be ready for that.
Big swing, blocked down, still picked up. They got another opportunity to keep it alive, and that is 4 contacts. There's 3 great touches off of that block cover, but unfortunately not able to put it over. They've got to put these pass points behind them if Milk Tea wants to succeed in this last set. They just got to keep going. Multiple
Scoregasms has 4 blocks this set, all 4 by Jacob Doko.
Wow.
And a missed serve there by Jacob, but they still have the lead 10-7, but big server for Milk Tea, Matt Zhu. So see if he's able to drum up some points for his team.
Another big topspin serve. While that was the first time that we saw Jacob Doko's topspin, we see a lot of topspin over here from Milk Tea. Big swing kept alive.
Unlucky. Good touch there by Jacob to get it up, but number 12, Ashton Collins, not able to dig it quite well enough. Good swing, though, by, I believe that was number 12, Michael Kui, to get that ball down.
Topspin goes up again. This time low, picked up out of system. Nice set from across the court. Middle is out, so one option as they have their setter front row. Free ball confusion goes over. That set a little tight. Forced to do something with it. Rolled over, getting that setter out. Big swing off the net for that set. And we see off-speed shot just goes down. Nobody blocking for that outside number 11, Mason Johnson.
And interesting, nobody blocking and nobody in the front row really dropping back. Felt like kind of left Matt Zhu out to dry in the back row because he's covering that deep ball and no blocker. If you're not going to block, you got to at least cover tip.
Yep.
Really good tempo play there. Really good set by Matt and a great swing by Albin Shaholi out of the middle to get the kill and get them back within 2, 9-11.
And now we see a substitution for Milk Tea. Number 4, Richard Fang, comes in as outside hitter. Forced to keep that one alive. Haven't really utilized the middle much for multiple scoregasms. That tip kept alive. Rolled up and deep. Milk Tea in control of the ball. Off-speed swing, choosing to get that setter out of system. Block picked up, tight at the net. Set goes up. Big swing is in. finds that back corner.
Really, really big swing there. Good aggressive. Seems like Multiple Scoregasms thought that ball was out, but the ball was pretty clearly in, and both officials made that call. Score is 11-10 in favor of Multiple Scoregasms.
Jacob Go turning. That's push a little too tight. A little bit of confusion about who's picking up that second ball there. Ball kept alive. Chooses to tip and finds the spots down. So now we are at 11-11. Milk Tea has a serve. Multiple Scoregasms was up 11-8 before the serving run began.
And one thing, if you were tuning in expecting to see the CoRec-Recreational Championship, this is the third set of the CoRec Competitive Championship. That coverage will start up right after this wraps up.
Setter is now out, forced to put that ball over to the outside. That set was a little off, a little low, and Richard Fang, number 4 for Milk Tea, just swung that ball out. And so Multiple Scoregasms now up by 1 with the opportunity to serve.
Yep, and a good call on that. Ashton Collins out of the middle back there. He saw that ball, started to go for it, did a little Neo from the Matrix move, ducked out of the way. 12-11 in favor of Multiple Scoregasms.
Ball goes up. Pass is there, a little low. Big swing. Picked up off of the block touch. Big back set, but not quite in the right spot. And another big swing off of the dig from number 8, Matt Zhu, who dug that ball, their setter, to Richard Fang, their outside number 4 for Milk Tea, and they're able to get that point. They have the serve, and it is tied 12-12 in the third set of the CoRec Competitive Championship game. That ball just goes long.
Little bit of a float. It definitely got the, definitely tricked the green team. They, the middle back, can't see who that was. Middle back number 1, Lauren Petersmark, seemed like she wanted to go for it. Her teammates called her off, and that was the right call. The ball did very clearly go out.
Ball goes up, finds a spot, push to the outside, nice high set. And just a little bit of miscommunication on that cross ball. The tape seemed like it took a little off of that ball, so wasn't quite prepared for where it fell.
Yeah, both 2 players ready to get that, both the setter and number 12, Ashton Collins, and fortunately neither could quite get it. That serve just wiggles out. Couple of missed serves in a row here for Milk Tea, and 14-13 match point, matches only to 15 in IM, so this point can decide the championship.
We have number 11 Mason Johnson to serve. Nice hit, goes to the outside, Richard Fang.
And a block by Jacob Doko. How else could this game end? Truly, that's his 5th block of the set, and the 5th block of the set overall for Multiple Scoregasms. He was huge at the net, absolutely massive player.
Both teams did a really good job. The deficit, just 2 points in the first one, 2 points in the last set.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. 2 points in the first set, 2 points in the last set, and then that third set just kind of got away from Multiple Scoregasms. But our closest game that we've seen so far in the IM Championship Volleyball.
Great to see something go to a third set. Both competitors, all competitors shaking hands after the game. Love to see the swordsmanship. That's what IM's all about. It's about making friends. It's about getting better at playing. So great to see that after the game. We are, yes? All right, we're going to head to break, and we'll be back with the CoRec Recreational Championship in a few.
Those medical pills all push me over. I kill my fill 3 times a day. These ethanol fuels won't make me sober. One flame to take the pain away. I caught you lighting matches in the back room. Haters look mad when they pass you. Let's talk about round when it's past 2. Reach a glass to know you don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up and go to sleep. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up from our sleep. I'll be home soon. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. I'm going under. I'm going under. Who do you rely on now? I know the worst. I know the worst. Who can you call on now? I know the worst. I know the worst.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me haunting, haunting. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me haunting, haunting.
So we are here for the second wave of our doubleheader tonight, our Recreational Championship for IM Volleyball. This is our last game in the series, so hopefully it should be a good win. Both teams are here to watch the end of the CoRec competitive game. So they have seen some great volleyball. We're expecting some great volleyball here tonight as well.
Yeah, I'm Ben.
I'm Lulu.
Pleasure to have you guys here along with us. The game will be between the Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow and Kiss My Pass in red. The lineups for Brookwood Ballers and Friends are number 12, Jenna Zenos, number 3, Sean Ko, number 5, Sonia Ko, number 10, Logan Moid, number 2, Ashley Holcomb, number 1, Edmund Tang. Not playing tonight is Brooke Woodrum and Baha Karufa. For Kiss My Pass, in red, we have number 10, Alexander 20, number 12, Maya Arafat, number 7, Isabella Yatuma, number 6, Julian Zora, number 5, Jacob Soro, number 1, Isabella Pizzato, and number 11, Yusuf Abdal.
And now we see the ball goes up, keeping it in play. Our first server was from Kiss My Pass in red. Couple of overpass kills, and it goes down. So the point goes to Kiss My Red for the first point of the CoRec Recreational game, and back to serve is number 10, Alexander Thwin. Ball goes up, definitely a playable ball. Set is up, hit and missed long by number 10, Logan Moid for Brookwood Ballers and Friends.
You can tell they like that play. The setter number 2, Ashley Holcomb, knew exactly where she wanted to go with that ball the second it was passed to her.
Ball goes up, tipped over, still in play. Set to the outside, missed long by number 5, Jacob Soro, and so we get our first serve for the Brookwood Ballers and Friends.
Back to serve is Jenna Zenos in number 12, one of our own IM staff.
Underhand serve goes up, perfect pass to the setter. Big swing, a little bit off speed. We see own spin, swing matched. Try to keep it in play, but maybe a little too strong on the overhead pass.
Good chase down by Alexander 20. He got to the ball, just not quite able to get it back to his team. But that's a really tough ball to pass it back over your head as you're running full speed away. Tough one to deal with.
Another underhand serve goes up. Set goes to the outside. Again, off speed. Still kept in play. Big left-handed swing dug up. Set back. They really like that outside position. Both teams favoring their outsides. And a big, heavy swing by number 10, Logan Moid.
Big swing there. Number 1, Edmund Tang, also got a big swing in. One thing to note with IMs, just in case you're new to this, we don't require you to rotate like normal volleyball would. So you can stay statically in the same position. You only need to rotate to serve. Obviously, it hasn't come up yet, but just one thing to watch. You might see the same hitters up in the front the whole time.
One thing that we also haven't seen too much so far in this game is a lot of blocking. Our CoRec competitive game came down to those blocks, and this game really coming down to the passes so far. That ball was pushed over by their setter in red, number 12, Maya Arafat, and a little bit of miscommunication in the back row.
Good call out by a couple of players. Ball just goes out.
Just
big swing there.
Long.
Big swing there by number 5, Jacob Soro. Hopefully he's going to be able to start getting those balls just a tad bit in. That's the second one that he's hit out.
Serve goes over, overpass, but now a free ball in response. Set goes up to that right side hitter, and the ball is blocked out of bounds.
Good swing there by number 6, Julian Zora. He knew the blocker was going to go up, hit it off the hands and out. Wasn't quite able to seal it. Wasn't quite able to seal the block as well as he would have liked, was number 10, Logan Moid.
And that
Serve
ball
just goes out.
Just long. That was a good spot that they were looking for, but wasn't quite able to find it. And now we got the serve up for Brookwood Ballers and Friends.
Good set there. Tight to net. A little bit of a deke out. Able to find a soft spot. Ball just creeps over.
And a big swing, but unfortunately just in the net. So that gives the point to Kiss My Pass. What would have otherwise been a great swing, but just, fighting a little hard for it, ends up in the net.
Yeah, and that was called immediately by our down judge. She knew exactly what she was looking for, saw it, and called it. And their foot fault there. New to these championship games, we have line judges, and our line judge was all over that one, flag waving in the air. That was pretty obvious. The up judge also saw it, I think, but we're pulling out all the stops here, officiating-wise, for the championship games.
Lefty serve from number 1, Edmund Tang. Aggressive block, but again in the net. So that gives the ball back to Kiss My Pass. Brookwood Ballers and friends are doing some great things in front of the 10-foot line, but they just have to make sure that they do not cross that center line or get into the net, because they will lose points there.
Big topspin serve. Kind of surprised to see that in the recreational division. Saw that a lot in our competitive game.
Set goes up, big swing, big dig too. But that ball dug out of bounds by number 3, Sean Coe, again for Brookwood Ballers and friends in yellow. It was a great dig, but unfortunately not able to control it within the pin of the antenna. Off speed there, pushed over by the setter in red. Just couldn't quite find it over her head for number 2, Ashley Holcomb for Brookwood Ballers and friends, and that gives Kiss My Pass in red another serve.
Good diving dig.
But at a centerline violation by the setter for Kiss My Pass, number 12, Maya Arafat. And Brookwood Ballers and friends have the ball back within 1.
Yep. Deep serve. Teammates were calling it out, played anyways. Free ball over.
Ball still in play. Nice high set, turning. Still in play. Back set. Roll over. Hopefully they can control it now. Get a swing opportunity. And that is exactly what they do. So the set by number 12, Maya Arafat, goes to the outside. Number 5, Jacob Soro, and that is put down, just tucked in between the 6, which is the middle back position, and the 5, which is the left back position on the volleyball court. No block there either, so just finding court. Serve goes up for Kiss My Pass, tight to the net, and an overpass.
Good swing there by number 6, Julian Zora. And one thing to note, there's been a lot of sets to Jacob Soro by Kiss My Pass. Gonna want to see, and obviously Edmund Tang was in the net earlier on a block, but maybe needs to get over that and still go up for those blocks if he's going to keep swinging like that.
Iffy serve receive forces that free ball over. Big swing again on no block, just leaving the back row to fend for himself. Sean Coe has been getting a lot of good touches, as have number 5, Sonia Coe, and number 12, Jenna Zenos, but without a block, it's really hard to convert those hard swings into good positive touches.
And one thing, again, this is the recreational division, so maybe these teams haven't faced a lot of these big swingers and big hitters like that we saw in the competitive division.
No, absolutely. No touch off the block, but play doesn't end until the whistle is blown, and it seems like Brookwood Ballers had just given up on that a little early, unable to keep that ball in play. So now Kiss My Pass is up by 5. And with that shank off of the serve receive, they are up by 6. How can Brookwood Ballers and friends get control of the match now?
I think a good start all starts with a good pass. Maybe get a decent set and just a good solid swing. We haven't had a lot of those so far. Haven't really had the opportunity. Had a lot of free balls. That was a nice tip there. That ball just hits the antenna. And maybe that's sort of the momentum shift that Brookwood Ballers needed. A little bit of a mistake from the other team. Kind of settle your nerves, stop that scoring line. You don't have to use your timeout just yet. Maybe go on a run of your own, and that's not what they wanted.
That is not at all what they wanted. Your service is the only part of the game that you are in full control over, and just not able to put that ball over and in play, which is all they really needed to do. Kiss My Pass
like he was trying to do either. Wasn't trying to go for an ace, just wasn't quite able to get it.
Kiss My Pass hasn't necessarily been tested on serve receive quite yet either. So, and a big net call. just a little unnecessary to fight for.
And just a slight pause here. We're having a conversation with one of our side officials just to make sure that the serving order and everything is good. Timeout from the officials here just to make sure that serving order and everything is being followed correctly. And also, one thing different than normal volleyball, we talked about it earlier, you don't have to rotate. And service can get a little wonky because it's not always that person in the back right.
Absolutely. It is hard when you're on the court, especially when you've come out down off of a big block or a big swing, to remember, okay, who's serving next? Or even sometimes if you had served the last point when it's a long rally. So these teams really have to remain checked in and make sure that their serving order is correct. Last game we did see an out-of-rotation call, which usually is rare for volleyball, but for the purposes of the way that we serve in IM volleyball, it is incredibly important that both the refs and the teams are paying attention.
All right, they were called out of rotation there. Firm call by the referee. So one thing with the rule is if you step onto, if you are fully subbed out and you never step on, you don't have to serve. But if you do play, if you ever step on at any point, you do have to serve.
Right, exactly.
And so this is to stop the player from maybe subbing in for a couple points, subbing out because they aren't a strong server. But just something to keep in mind.
It's also really important that teams remember and pay attention to the rules. It's, been a really long season so far, so everyone should have had experience with IM volleyball serving rules.
The score currently is 14-10 in favor of Kiss My Pass. That's the earlier game.
Who is in red?
A little bit of a mishap on my own there. A big swing by number 5, Jacob Sorrell. Again, he's just kind of been the storyline today for Kiss My Pass. All of the kills have been from him.
And now I think we see that Kiss My Pass is back in the correct serving order. That ball goes up. Nice pass by Jenna Zenos, but a little bit of confusion there. Again, number 12, Jenna Zenos, in yellow is one of IM's own. She had a nice pass right to the setter, but I think it's a little greedy off of number 1, Edmund Tang.
So again, officials are talking a little bit about the serving order. Just want to make sure everything is good. Gathering around, we have a lot of eyes here. Don't usually have 5 eyes really on the court and keeping track of it. So it's important to have these conversations though,
right,
and make sure we're getting it right because this is a championship. We want to have a good, fair game.
And every little thing is going to get picked up now with 4 eyes, of course, on the court, and then supervisors here watching. So every little thing is going to get picked up.
Okay, so what do you think Brookwood Balls and Friends, what do they need to do to get back in this game? They're down by 6 right now.
I think they need to allow their setter to take the second ball and put people in positions to score. We've got some big hitters on the court, and it's just important that we get the ball to the setter and they're able to get the ball up in order to hit an attack. And that starts with a good serve receive and good digs. I think it's also important that they put up a block, especially on that outside for Kiss My Pass.
One thing about putting up a block, number 1, Edmund Tang, he's blocking right side. He's the one who's in charge of blocking number 5, Jacob Sorrell, and he has not been able to stay out of the net on some of the blocks. So he's got to be safe with that.
Yep, really important that he goes up and reaches rather than trying to go up into the block. That's like a big thing. On blocking technique. But again, Recreational, everyone's here playing for fun, so they may not have had the correct blocking technique taught to them before, but it's a learning opportunity for them.
Yeah, and one thing, like for myself, I came to the University of Michigan. I'd never played indoor volleyball before. I started playing at the NCRB. We have an open court, open play, shameless NCRB plug. It's a great place to play. A lot of really cool people. Swing on by Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. But I learned how to play there, and that was one thing I learned is kind of reaching over, how to stay out of that, all that stuff. And it's really cool, I think, an opportunity for people to play in intramural sports, to learn those rules, learn how to play, and get a chance to play with their friends, because that's really all this is about.
Right, absolutely. So now we're seeing everything just getting squared away in terms of the serving order, figuring out who is what there. I think all the nerves have calmed down a little bit. Everyone's in agreement about what it is that needs to occur. I think sometimes when you see officials step in and make big calls, we see teams get a little bit up in arms or a little concerned. But with the great officiating staff, you're able to calm all those nerves, which they did a really good job of, and now we're able to get the rest of this set underway.
And one thing in that timeout, noticed Sean and Sonia Ko in the back row for Brookwood Ball is talking about, hey, what ball's mine, what ball's yours, how can we make sure we're not both going for the same thing or neither of us going for it?
And now it seems like the communication is much better for both. There's a good swing, a nice setup, but just unable to get it down. Missed that ball wide by number 1, Edmund Tang, for the Brookwood Ballers in yellow.
Yeah, just a little long. Want to get that ball down a little bit. And a serve out. So still 6-point deficit, down 17-11. Maybe Brookwood Ballers, they can go on a little bit of a run here, get something going, get a couple points, and get back in this game.
So the Brookwood Ballers served that ball. Big swing, but a net call before the ball was down in the net. That is a point for Brookwood Ballers and friends. That net is really crucial. You got to stay out of it, both teams, in order to keep leads in this game.
That was a really good swing, too. The ball landed within a foot of that back left corner. Just got to remember to stay out of the net, because our officials have eagle eyes, and they will call it every time.
Unfortunate points. You just do not want to give him up. And fakes the block. Tries to go up for the block, but doesn't. And that just gives an opportunity for that outside hitter, number 5, Jacob Soro, to tuck the tip right in front of the block.
Yeah, good play there by him.
Serve goes up, nice right to the setter. Big swing coming, chooses to go off speed, a little low, miscommunication, but pushed over.
Great save there. There we go. And that's the kill that number 10 Logan Mowat has been looking for. Doesn't need to swing super hard. He's a tall guy, just trying to place it down, get in the middle, and a point's a point, no matter how it hits the ground.
Yep, a point is a point. That one tight, tipped over, just unable to save it. A lot of directional changes. People are not really looking at the ball, right? They're looking behind, and so having to turn around and change directions just takes time out as the ball is falling.
And one thing, depth perception, everything else can be a little tough. We're used to playing in a smaller intramural sports arena. Walls are a little closer everywhere, a little bit thinner space on the side of the court. And so in this big arena, teams have been struggling to get their bearings.
Big call, big swing, but a net violation called by the down official on number 10 for Brookwood Ballers and friend Logan Moeed. It's really important to stay out of that net, especially on the follow-through. Yeah,
they the entire team of Kiss My Pass was yelling net, net, net. The down official had made the call, just hadn't quite gotten the whistle out. And number 10, Logan, he knew it as soon as he did it.
Ball goes up off of serve receive, forced to free ball it over. That one a little tight to the net, dumped over, kept alive, and another push. They gotta capitalize off of those free balls if they want to win, and they can just can tuck it in, able to swing, not even having to swing, just having to tip it right where the block should be. So a choice for Brookwood Ballers and friends whether or not they're going to start blocking on that attack.
3 players had a chance at that ball as well. All of them backed off when they saw the other player. Want to see one player just know that it's theirs, call for it, and go for it. I'd say that really good swing there by Edmund Tang. Gets it off the block and out. He's been struggling with the net, so nice to see him get a good swing in, maybe get some of that confidence back and get a good feel going.
And now he's back at the service line to serve. Goes up, perfect pass. That ball goes deep, picked up easily by Sean Ko. Swing, touch, and down. So Brookwood Ballers off of 2 swings so far. They're able to get points. And seeing if they can close that gap, they're down 15 to 21.
And if anything, even if they end up losing this set, good to see the sort of get some momentum back, get some feel back as a team. Though if they keep having points like that, kind of a scrappy little point, but able to get the ball over in a tough position to be dug out and win the point.
I think, too, they've been, Kiss My Pass has been trying to dig those overhand balls, but without strong hands, they've just been sending it deep, unable to chase it down. That one, a miscommunication between number 12, Jenna Zenos, and number 3, Sean Ko for the Brookwood Ballers and Friends.
I think it seemed to me like Jenna thought that ball was well out. Surprised it landed way in, but maybe just that sort of depth perception from being in a big arena lost her feel. Really good up there.
Seeing if they're able to convert it to points. Set is now out. That ball free over the head. Tried to turn, but that ball was just falling a little too fast for number 6, Julian Zora, and that turned into a point for Brookwood Ballers and Friends. Kiss My Pass up 22-17, serve receiving in red.
One thing, right side player number 6, Julian Zora, is right-handed, so he does not have the advantage that the lefties have playing right side of kind of being able to keep his body facing the court. He has to fully rotate and have the ball come over his head back into view.
That time unable to bring it up for number 10, Logan Moeed. Results in a point for Kiss My Pass. Nice pass there by number 5, Shania Ko, right to the setter. But also a good dig. Touched a great dig, too, by her, but just unable to put it in the court. It was nice and high. We got a chase down from number 10, Logan Moeed, who is currently climbing the bleachers to go shag that ball.
We have set point here, 24-17. Would like to see Brookwood Ballers maybe just get 2 or 3. Get some momentum into the next set. Don't need to win this one. You got 3. Just try to get some out of rotation call by the up ref. Yeah, a little bit of a... yes. So what the referee's calling is you have to be guy, girl, all across the court. What had happened was number 12, number 10, my apologies, Alexander Thwinney, he had rotated to the side as he had for many serves to be on the correct side of the guy, girl rotation. But with that serve, he was out of rotation. As we said that, a really, really good swing by number 5, Jacob Soro. And he was kind of the story of that first set. A lot of the kills for Kiss My Pass were him. A lot of good sets, and he was able to just finish off the point like that.
Yeah, one of the things that we didn't see a lot of is blocking, as we talked about, each team only having a block apiece, and that's really going to be the difference maker. The team that can block more will be the team that is able to convert those blocks into digs and then eventually into kills. So we got to see if these teams will start stepping up in front of the 10-foot line and what they're going to do about that.
One thing we did see a lot of was net touches, and maybe that's why we're not seeing those blocks. Players not confident they're going to be able to go up and contest at the net without hitting the net.
Right.
And that, obviously, it's good to go for a block, but if you net touch, point's over, period. If you don't feel confident, I think it's probably better to stay back and just try to play good defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think teams also just have to keep it clean in other aspects of the game. Airing off of those out of rotation, airing off of those bad errors that result in lost points without even the ability to play. You would rather, make an error on a play than make an error on an off-ball contact. So we need to see those teams clean it up a little bit so we can get some volleyball in there, and also so they can get the most out of being in Cliff Keen Arena for the IN Championships.
One thing, a big difference I noticed in that game, Brookwood Ballers and Friends had 5 just kind of bad passes on relatively easy balls. Kiss My Pass had 0. And
wow.
that's surprising for a CoRec-Recreational game, but it speaks to sort of a defense-first mindset, and that's what's going to be, in my opinion, a leader to success, because neither one of these teams is going to have the massive hits that we saw in the CoRec competitive game. But being able to make sure that your passes are solid to the right player and those lead to good sets, and they're going to give your hitters an opportunity to swing the ball.
I think another thing that we're going to see is maybe a rotational changeup. Right now for the back row for Brookwood Vollers, we have Sonia Ko playing in that left back position, Sean Ko playing in the middle back, and Jenna Zinos playing in that right back position. There's been a little bit of miscommunication between that right back and that middle back position, so we'll see if they decide to switch it up in order to just change a mindset, or even to get a better look in middle back. For a lot of those balls have been going right to middle back.
Exactly. And what do you think the Brookwood Ballers and friends need to tell themselves right now as they go into this third set?
I think they need to tell themselves, let's have fun. They've been playing as individuals, maybe tensing up a little bit, but not having fun together as a team. And I think having that team mindset, being able to sort of communicate and then get balls to the setter will be a real game changer for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what IAMS is about. It's about fun. It's about having fun. They have a lot of their friends here to watch, to cheer them on. I think you got to loosen up, have fun. This is a game, and obviously you want to win big. There's a shirt on the line. We have a lot of officials. It's in a great place as Cliff Keen Arena. But I think if you play loose, you play better.
Right. Absolutely. Playing loose, playing better. I think also Kiss My Pass, they could definitely benefit from loosening up some. I think that would help cleaning up again some of those errors, but then also just having fun. The refs are here to enforce the rules, but these are the rules that everyone's been playing with all semester, right? So they're definitely teaching moment.
And one thing we have in a lot of our games, especially in the recreational level, sometimes the refs will sort of, depend on the level of play, let some lifts go, let some doubles go, because we want to have fun. We've talked about IAMS being fun. And so one thing in this game, everything's being tightly called. So they're calling all those nets, they're calling those unders, calling those lifts and doubles. And maybe that's a little bit of adjustment period, maybe especially for Brookwood Ballers and friends who are in the net a lot. Maybe they're used to that not being called because the refs just wanted to let them play.
Right.
But in the championship here, those are always going to be called.
Yeah, bigger stakes means bigger responsibility for everybody. And I think we're seeing that as Jenna Zinos goes back to serve. Set goes up, picked up. Big touch off the block, really high touch off the block there. I felt like number 5, Jacob Zorro for Kiss My Pass was really high in the air, but we see that opposite hitter, number 1, Edmund Tang, able to get a block touch off of it. But that ball goes out, and it's a point to Kiss My Pass. He
did block, as we mentioned in the break. That seems like something they might have to do, and he blocked, stayed out of the net. Just needs to maybe seal it off a little better.
Fast ball, touch scene. Ball keeps playing. The ref does have, the officials do have the final say. Saw a touch off the block. Maybe a soft touch, but definitely a touch off the block. But that ball goes out, so it is another point for Kiss My Pass. They're up 2 early in the second set.
Jenna with a little bit of a deep pass. Interesting touch there.
Finds a way to sneak it in. Catches Jenna maybe sitting a little deep, but the ball is still in play. Free ball over and lands in. The thing about these balls, they are designed to float. So you might see other balls drift out off the contact. No, these ones are designed to float. So they don't spin as much, and they can just find that corner.
And again, that ball was in by a good foot. Maybe that depth perception we talked about in the Cliff Keen Arena showing off there. And a bad pass, really first bad pass for Kiss My Pass of the game. Going out, number 10, Alexander Thwiney. He's been rock solid in that back row, coming up, getting short serves, deep serves, getting really everything. So
I think maybe trying to be a little tricky there by putting it over on the first contact to get the quick side out, but it just doesn't necessarily work out in their favor. That serve by Brookwood Ballers and friends is out, though, and so it is Kiss My Pass going back to serve. Another serve receive goes out. That was a good spot by the lefty, number 1, Isabella Prezado, who has been a little quiet so far.
Jenna Zinos playing really deep in the back row. Maybe be better to have a front row player drop back to help cover her short ones on those. Nice block touch there by number 6, Julian Zora.
And a good dig by the server, number 1, Isabella Prezado. Out of system ball. Tip goes over, tight to the net. Able to convert it into a set. Again, another tight to the net, having to punch it over. Seeing that lefty, number 1, Edmund Tang, all over it. I just said that number 1, Isabella Prezado, had been a little quiet, but she got almost every dig that was in that rally, and she's still back at the service line serving.
Really good ups there by everyone on Kiss My Pass, playing some, just reacting sort of an ugly point win, but reacting well, getting it back over. You never know what's going to happen, especially on a quick 2-ball over, and just able to catch Brookwood ball is snapping a little bit inside.
Another dig, this one tight to the net, having to do something with it, all in the front row there for that side of the rally. Pushed over, Sean Coe taking up most of the space in the backcourt now. Still in, and just the one-handed dig goes in, finds part of the court, maybe catching number 12, Genezinos for Brookwood Baller and Friends, sitting on her heels. Again, Kiss My Pass in red, serving, Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow, serve receiving. And Kiss My Pass is up 5-3 as that serve just dribbles over the net and in.
Good swing there.
Ball goes over, free ball, opportunity here. Deciding to tip it over. Tight to the net, big swing, picked up by Sean Coe. Free ball set, another tight to the net. And
the lift is called
lift
on number 1, Edmund Tang. That was, looked like number 5, number 5, Jacob Zora, was pleading his case to the ref, thinking the call was on him in net touch, but now it was a lift there.
Free ball passed over. Kind of an off-speed shot.
Good dig by Sonia. Way to know where that ball was going. She looked super easy, but that's all because of her positioning.
Back set there goes up and over. Swing still in system. Hitter's not quite getting off of the net, so not able to swing as hard as they might. A different choice instead, this time a little bit inside. A lot of good digs from both side setters, being very, very, very dynamic and being able to read and place that ball where people aren't just at the net and unable. See, those playing points are a little hard. We've got teams kind of unable to work with it, but that was a good rally for both teams, able to keep it in, a lot of good digs. Again, still not seeing as much blocking as we did in that first game, but able to find the court in other ways. And that serve by Isabella Prezado drops short in front of the 10-foot line. Number 1, Edmund Tang for Brookwood Ballers and Friends, unable to convert that touch into a positive serve receive, and that ends up in another point for Kiss My Pass. They're up 8-3 in the second set of CoRec-Recreational Championship.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting rotation. You see a lot of teams play with sort of a deep 6, so that means the middle back player is covering deep, and the 2 corners are a little bit covering shallow. Seems like Brookwood Ballers is playing with a shallow 6, so that middle player is getting short, and those other 2 players are responsible for the deep corners, which maybe that's allowing those serves short to the 10-foot line able to drop.
And that serve into the net by number 1, Isabella Prezado, and her service run. We've got number 5, Sonia Coe, back to serve for Brookwood Baller and Friends. Maybe looking for a spot there, unable to quite get it. That ball hits the top of the tape and goes down on her side. So Kiss My Pass gets that point, and they're back serving. The ball is in and up, set to the outside. Big swing, miss long. No touch off the block. Wanted a touch, but it was not there.
Yeah, it didn't quite look like there was a touch there, but never hurts to ask.
Serve goes up. Picked up by the outside number 10, Logan Mohid.
And a great soft touch by Edmund Tang there.
It was a very nice back set by number 2, Ashley Holcomb, who's been doing a lot of great things in these past 2 sets. We haven't really mentioned her name much, but she has been all over it, tracking that ball down and trying to get that ball nice and high to her hitters.
Yeah, nothing super glamorous, but just putting in the work and setting her players up to succeed.
Another soft touch. Let's see if they go back to a hard touch there. And Edmund Tang does. Number 1 for the Brookwood Ballers and Friends. Kiss My Pass having chosen to do a couple of soft touches in the past set. But let's see if they go back to a hard touch here. Big swing. Yes. Miss wide. No touch. And now Brookwood Ballers and Friends are within 4 points.
Yeah, 7-11. Nice little run here for Edmund Tang. And I was going to say, he maybe it helped him that he came off from the serve to run up and hit that ball on the last point, because he was far enough back that he was sort of able to. Honestly, great effort there by number 3, Sean Coe. just not able to get it to a player on his team.
He was all over that back line. Seeing it, tracked it down very early, got his feet there, just unable to get it high, maybe a little too fast on the contact. Big swing, hard spot, dug up. A little bit of miscommunication about who's taking that second ball there. Set goes up to Edmund Tang. Let's see what he does with it. Chooses to hit a spot. That time it's actually missed long, but I don't think number 10, Alexander Thwani, was moving to that back line to see if that one was going to fall in, just like it did in this last time that spot was hit. Push goes up. Still kept alive, able to push that one over and in. Big swing, touched and out. Again, touched by Alexander Thwani, that big swing by number 10, Logan Mowid.
I think that ball was also touched at the net. I think Alexander knew it was going out, but he had to go for it because it was touched at the net. Good job for number 10, Logan Mowid, to find hands.
Big serve, out of system set, good spot.
Good get by Sean. Might have been out, but able to get a good pass to his setter, and she sets up Edmund Tang beautifully.
Another soft touch. This time goes to the commentator's table.
Yeah, I was worried about the camera there, but missed everything. And now the strong hitter for Kiss My Pass, number 5, Jacob Soro, going for a big topspin serve. Gets it in.
Good serve receive. Leads to a great set and a good kill to right back. It seemed like they were a little bit out of position there, unable to dig that ball, and that just goes straight down. And now their big hitter, number 10, Logan Mowid, back to serve.
Seemed like Isabella on Kiss My Pass was not what she thought she should have been.
Set goes up a little long. Able to adjust. A little bit of a transition for number 2, Ashley Holcomb, who was able to get that as she was going to her setter spot and give a nice ball to number 10, Logan Mowid, who just puts it straight down on that second contact. And
really
now,
good set by Ashley Holcomb there. I mean, diving down, able to set it up perfectly.
now Brookwood Ballers and Friends are serving. They are down 10-14 in yellow. Ashley sets up her outside hitter with a pass set. Unfortunately, that bump set maybe not high enough, as Logan Mowid just underneath it pushes that ball out. Kiss My Pass and Red back to serve. That set goes to...
Oh, big swing there by Edmund Tang. That's really seems like that's what he's been able to do this set a lot better than the first set, and he was able to stay back and swing forward and down in front of him.
That was maybe one of the best kills that we've seen him do tonight. So let's see if he can produce more of that, because they would need it.
And as a lefty playing right side, he has the ability to go cross a lot easier than a righty would.
Big push, finding that corner, able to pick it up. Ball gets over to the middle of the court for the outside to come in and get it. That's set a little off for Kiss My Pass. In system now, a little bit of movement. Ball still in play, tight at the net, able to convert, still up. Off of the kick, save by number 1, Edmund Tang, who's been in a lot of pieces of the past couple of rallies, but unfortunately nobody able to get that second ball. You know, one of the things when you don't have a block is that everybody ends up crashing into the middle of the court, so no one is sitting there defending the plane, and I think we saw that happening that time. Just nobody at the net able to pick up the ball.
Felt like also, I think a couple players could have had that, but they all sort of backed off, waiting for someone else to have that. You want to kind of have one player on your team who just everyone knows this is their ball, kind of the libero position. Saw that in the CoRec game. Don't see that as much here.
Another great save. We see number 3, Sean Coe from Brookwood Ballers and Friends, transitioning into a true middle back, getting both corners of the court. This time, a little bit of a trip off of his foot, unable to put that ball positive and up. And we see our first true timeout. We've seen a couple of officials timeouts, but our first true timeout of this Recreational Championship. So as we wrap up this IM volleyball season, what are some things that you've seen that teams across the board, especially the championship teams, have been doing to be positive and to win?
Yeah, to be successful, net presence has been big. In the men's competitive championship, the CoRec competitive championship, just blocks. We saw earlier in the game Jacob up at the net a ton, And just that sort of net presence, being able to block, slow down the hitters, make them hit to spots, that was really big. And we're sort of seeing that again right now with Kiss My Pass, number five, Jacob Soro, just always up at the net, swinging really well, and has been able to stay out of the net for the most part.
We send number 11, Yusuf Abdal, who's been a little quiet. That ball was touched off of the block, called by number 5, Jacob Soro, and called by our line judges as well.
Line judge May Lewis making that call.
That's a big serve, handled well. And a pass that's to the outside, choosing to push it over rather than swing. A little bit of a miscommunication about who is going to take that off of the block. And now Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow is within 4 out of their timeout. A good choice of a timeout by them to close the lead. Nice set, a nice hit. It wasn't quite down yet. Number 10, Logan Mowid, actually caught it off of his own block. Maybe he didn't know that he could play it out again, or maybe got stuck in the air. So now it's a 5-point deficit. It does. It does happen sometimes. Choosing to go off speed there. Another off speed, trying to turn it. You know, a lot of teams are choosing to go off speed. I think they just need to swing. I think both teams just need to swing. I
think some of it is players, especially at this level, maybe not able to adjust when the ball isn't exactly what they're looking for. So they're going off speed because it's not the quote-unquote perfect set. And, for instance, their missed hit by Jacob Soro, maybe felt bad about that last tip, tried to kill it, tried to end the point there. And compounding mistakes, not what you want. Now only a 3-point game.
And it was just a 5-point game. That ball still alive, a little tight, pushed over. Little miscommunication about who's taking that ball to. Set goes up. Big swing blocked, still up in the air. A little bit of a messy touch, but it was still up. Maybe looking at the officials to see if they would call it for a lift, not playing through. And now the Brookwood Ballers and Friends are within 2.
And we talked about it in that timeout. Net presence, blocks. What happened on that point? 2 blocks by number 10, Logan Mowid.
Again, still going for that soft contact. Maybe not the best decision.
Down to a 1-point game, 17-18. And you got to wonder, is Kiss My Pass going to use their timeout soon as they feel this set start to slip away from them?
A lot of good things on serve receive, just not able to convert. A lot of great things on serve receive, just not necessarily able to convert it at the net, which is what we saw. But that tip goes out. So it is a point for Kiss My Pass, and they have their server, Isabella Prezado, back to serve. Isabella Prezado served like 4 points in a row earlier in the game.
And a good spot there by Edmund Tang. Seems like he caught the number 7, Isabella Yatuma, just a little too far inside, and we have a timeout by Kiss My Pass. Score 18-19. What has Brookwood Ballers and Friends really done to get back into this set?
I really feel like the work by number 3, Sean Coe, to go from baseline to baseline and keep the ball in play has been converting into positive energy for Brookwood Ballers and Friends. They're not letting anything hit the ground. And even by number 2, their setter, Ashley Holcomb, in playing in middle front right now, just being aggressive, getting to the ball and keeping it off the ground, having a must-play, must-win mentality has been what's kept them in this game. And Kiss My Pass maybe just falling apart a little bit.
And I agree. It also looks like they're having fun again. Players are smiling after points. Both teams are, but it seems like maybe Kiss My Pass playing a little tight. We see Jacob Soro so deadly early in the game. Just felt like every time the ball was set to him, the point was over. And the same has been true now, but for the Brookwood Ballers and Friends in their favor. So maybe he just needs to loosen up a little bit and sort of go back to what he's been doing best. Just swing smoothly and strongly, but swing smooth, go do what he's been doing early in the game.
I think another necessary thing is nice high sets. He's a really tall guy, jump pretty high, so the sets need to be up in the air in order for him to get on top of it and swing down, and the sets just have not necessarily been as high as he's needed them so far.
Backline with Edmund Tang serving. Good pass and a little quick dump.
Out of system, nice set, but off the 10-foot line. Having to do something with it, maybe not converting it as well as they would like. Setter is now out. A push to the outside. Big swing dug up. And 2 touches on it, but just not able to put those 2 touches over the net. And so now it is a tied game.
what I really like there, Edmund Tang, he goes up for the block, sees that Jacob Stowe's going to push it, pulls his hand back, doesn't want to give anything free, doesn't want the ball to die off his hands, so pulls his hand back and trusts his defense behind him.
It was a much better serve receive, nice high ball. That time a roll out of system, a little bit ugly, but we're still letting it play.
I don't think either of those were lifts, especially not at our level.
Big swing goes out, no touch off of the block, so Kiss My Pass gets their first break in 5 points.
One thing, Brookwood Balls and Friends, they have 9 kills to Kiss My Passes 2, but they also have 5 missed hits compared to Kiss My Passes 2. So, a little bit of feast or famine on the swings.
A diving save off of the block touch keeps it in play. Roll over, let's see how they handle it. It's right to the setter. And it's hard when you're a right-handed player trying to turn on that ball, maybe turning a little too late, wasn't able to put that over. So now we're tied 20-20 with number 2 Ashley Holcomb for Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow back to serve.
As a lefty playing outside, I struggle a lot with my positioning and getting that ball over on those a lot of times.
That ball is pushed in off the net. Set is now out, choosing to swing on the second ball, picked up easily by number 5, Sonia Ko. Still in play. One of the longest rallies of the set so far. Picked up off the dig, choosing to push. Both teams there, still kept it alive.
Lift called on Edmund Tang, and that one looked a lot more like a lift. He brought it from below the net, kind of carried it, guided it over the net. Can't do that. Still 21-20. Anyone's game still. Next couple points are crucial.
With a closed fist, that is all allowed, but that open hand is just not allowed.
And that's something that we saw in CoRec competitive. Probably wouldn't see that mistake. Players know they've been around volleyball a lot longer. Recreational players a little newer. And again, teaching moment there, just got to know to go with a closed fist.
That ball goes up. Pushed over off of the serve receive, whether intentional or not. Dug up. Couple of over passes so far. Big swing. Standing up on defense. And now we have Brookwood Ballers and Friends up by 1.
22-21. And you can tell on that first overpass, Logan Mowat coming back from the serve. He wanted to just swing and get it right back over, but calmed it down. Gave the ball to his setter, let her do what she does best, and set him up to succeed. Another overpass here. Can Logan Mowat end another one?
That ball chosen to tip. Dumped to the 10-foot line. Still kept alive. And just not able to do much with it. Sean Ko, number 3, is covering a lot of court from the middle back position. It's interesting, like we talked about in the beginning of the set, to see if they will choose to have people switch positions. He's not playing in the true libero spot in left back, playing middle back, but covering just as much court still.
And a little bit of a miscommunication there up front. Both players thought the other one had it. Want to call that up a little earlier and a little louder. Serve now goes to Jenna Zenos, number 12, up 23-22.
Ball goes up, rolled over. Jenna Zenos, the server, goes to pass it. Big swing, unable to convert that swing into a dig. And now Brookwood Ballers and Friends up 24-22 after being down by 5 points.
It's down 17-12 as well, so they've been on a huge run. 12 points to 5.
And if they win here, that would force a third set.
Already had one third set tonight. Maybe we can get another. Free volleyball.
Set by Ashley Holcomb goes up, and the swing over and down.
That's the 12th kill of the night for Brookwood Ballers and Friends. They've really turned it up on the net.
They really have, and we have not seen the blocking turn it up as well. Still choosing to go with a single block in the middle. Because their setter is playing out of the middle front, and she is a little bit undersized, not necessarily a presence at the net. But now we're going to a third set. We had no third sets yesterday. It was kind of a blowout, so to speak, but a lot of really tight games here so far.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, in terms of blocks, we mentioned a couple times, 3 blocks total. That whole set brings us up to 5 for the whole game. So maybe Kiss My Pass needs to get up and start blocking more. I'll say something I've noticed. A lot more kills and good swings for Brookwood Ballers and Friends, but maybe on those tips, they've tipped short a lot. And they've started to notice the corner players coming in shallow to cover those tips. Maybe start tipping deep. Make them respect that deep tip and go back a little bit more to kind of open up that short portion of the court again.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more play. We're going to take a quick break here as we get set up for the third set, and then we will be back for second, third set of the night in our second game of the night.
All right.
And we are starting this set off how we start the last set off with number 12, Genesino, serving for Brookwood Ballers in yellow. Swing by number 6, Julian Zora for Kiss My Pass. Goes just long.
We have our line judges again. Don't usually have line judges for IMs. We have them for right tonight, and good, confident call by our line judge, May Lewis there.
Dug up down the line. Tipped, but still in. Nobody up to block again.
Good defense there. Haven't seen that so far out of Kiss My Pass, but able to get that swing up.
Another turning push, but blocked at the net and back down. Force to tip it over. Blocked again. A little setter-on-setter joust. And up. Another tip, just long. So what we actually see is that the outsides and the right sides for Kiss My Pass have switched. So we have number 5, Jacob Sora, who is playing in that outside position, is now playing in the right side position. Number 6, Julian Zora, who is playing as a right side, is now playing as an outside.
Interesting switch there. Wondering the thought process behind it. Maybe to kind of get that net presence up against Logan Mowat.
Little off, having to put it over. In the system, but not taken by their setter. Force on the bump set. Big swing. Dug up, chasing it down. Not quite able to get a second contact on it, even though that was a really nice dig and a really hard chase for that second ball.
Yeah, good job by Sean just to get that ball moving upwards. I mean, that's a tough one to dig. Didn't see a lot of those being dug in CoRec competitive, and so the fact that he got that ball up at all is good accomplishment there.
I think maybe one of the reasons why Kiss My Pass switched their hitters is because number 5, Jacob Soro, seeming to have a little bit more experience, and so maybe more able to get to those balls on the right side.
Nice kill there by Logan Mowat. Just able to hit around the block. It's only one blocker, so a lot of court to hit around him. And it's all they're probably going to see today. Haven't seen any double blocks so far.
Ball goes up, taken, going to the outside, number 6. Dug up, kept in system, but forced to free ball it over. Hand set as a pass, dumped over. Now a much better pass to set up a soft touch Kept alive. Let's see if they can bring it inside the antenna. They do. Finds court. Big swing blocked in and down by number 6, Julian Zora.
3 blocks so far for Kiss My Pass. They had 2 in the previous 2 sets. So that net presence we talked about already being felt.
And number 1, Isabella Prezado back to serve. Lefty had a lot of points in this previous set off of her serve. Push, kept alive. High ball, miscommunication about who's taking it, but still kept alive off of 3 passes, free balled over. Big swing, finds court, and that ball is in. Off the rebound actually got our line judge, May Lewis, but the up official and down official were able to see that that ball was in fact in.
Got to be on your toes here in IMs.
We've
Good
got
play
a
there.
staff of a lot of volleyball players, so they seem to get involved somehow, even when we're not playing. Ball kept alive. Tip over. Jump wasn't quite high enough, so that goes into the tape for number 2, Ashley Holcomb. That's the first one I've seen her miss into the tape today off of the tip.
It seemed like she tried to swing that one instead of what she'd usually done, which is kind of a normal dump. So maybe that was why.
And that serve goes short. So now Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow back to serve. It is now a tied game at 4-4 in the 3rd set. Game to 15 here. A little bit of a miscommunication, iffy serve receive, iffy set, and then not able to convert it into a point. Again, like we were saying, number 6, Julian Zora now on the outside.
Maybe trying to be a little too fancy there. Felt like he was trying to just drip that over the net. Don't need to do that. Keep the play alive for as long as you can.
Serve receive goes up, dumped over the net. Set goes up, pushed, picked up, tight again at the net.
Whoa.
And kicked out. It seemed like number 5, Sonia Coe, was right underneath it before number 10, Logan Mowid, actually kicked that ball out. So
and that's one thing I've seen a lot of in watching a lot of Recreational games. Players go for it with their feet, and the back row players don't want to get kicked in the face, so they pull up, and the foot's usually a little less accurate than the hands. Nice dig there by Isabella.
Big dig. Overpass was swung over. This time choosing to go off speed, seeing his blocker is in front of him, but in the net on the overpass swing. You don't want to do that. Sometimes the choice is, big swing or even just go up and just tip it nicely, but you cannot be in the net on a ball like that.
Yeah, again, just want to get something over. Those type of free points are not what you want to give the other team, especially in the 3rd set of a championship match.
That one dug out of the front. We're forced to free ball it over. Set is now out. A little bit of a short set there on the out of system. Big swing for Logan Mowid. No touch. That ball goes out. It is a tied game again with Kiss My Pass in red serving. Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow. In serve receive. This game has been tight 1st, 2nd, and 3rd set.
Yeah, both games, the Brookwood Ballers have sort of come from behind after getting off to a slow start. They can't afford to do that. This set only to 15 points. So last set, they were down at 1.17 to 12. That can't happen today. They got to be able to keep it close, and they were able to finish off strong, but that looks like they've been able to get in a rhythm early.
Ball is up, serve goes deep, picked up with the hands. A bump set, not quite on the net. Fought for it, but crossed the center line on his way down as the ball was still in play. So that ball goes to Kiss My Pass. That is maybe the 3rd or 4th net call that we've seen so far in the set. Maybe the 3rd net call that we've seen so far in the set.
A lot of net calls in the 1st set. Both teams cleaned it up by the 2nd. And here in the 3rd, it's been back to more of the same. Big miscommunication there. Edmund thought he was going to get the ball. Number 2, Ashley Holcomb, was sitting underneath it ready to go for it, and neither of them got it.
Ball goes up. Another short serve again. This time Sean Coe all over it. Dug up, kept alive, forced to free ball it over. Didn't quite know where the net is and just pushes it into the middle of the net. So now, again, tied game with Brookwood Ballers and Friends in yellow. Back to serve, number 10, Logan Mowid. Serve goes up, finds the court, crossed his feet. pair of number 10s. It was a serve from number 10 Logan Mowid to number 10 Alexander Thweny. Had to cross his feet in the seam in order to pick up that ball. Unfortunately, was not able to keep it in the court area, and that point goes to Brookwood Ballers and Friends.
9-8. Every point matters here. Just want to, both teams need to remember, all the players, keep your nerves in. Maybe start aiming a little bit more towards the middle of the court than you have been. Don't want to lose any points on simple mistakes.
We are about halfway through the set. Ball is in play, goes to the outside, forced to push over as that set was off the net. This time low, tight, able to handle it well. Turning, finding the court. Number 5, Sonia Ko for Brookwood Ballers and Friends, trying to turn that ball into the court to keep it in play, but just was not enough speed or strength on that ball in order to get it high enough, so that ball just goes out. And now we are tied again with Kiss My Pass and red back to serve. We have number 12, Maya Arafat, their setter, running up after her service. Perfect pass off of the dig, but the set just a little awry. 2 options for Brookwood Baller and Friends. And that registers as a kill for number 1, Edmund Tang. We actually saw, again, Alexander Thweny standing up on defense, so not really able to get those digs with his high hands.
Good kill there by Edmund, able to really get in motion and look for a big swing from Jacob. A little tight set.
Push over and in. In system 2 options. Decides to push it instead. This time running around, and another lift call
On Edmund Tang. He's had several of those. He's got to remember to close that fist. Good up by Sean Ko there, able to run around the corner and get to it. And Sean, if you see Sean telling him, hey, use your fist, and they won't call that.
Ball up off of a nice serve receive. Turning to tuck that ball in down the line. No block there, and nobody's sitting on that line, so everyone just scrambling to get after it.
I mentioned a break, that sort of deep tip. That wasn't really a tip, kind of like a half off-speed swing, but Isabella's cheating in, ready to cover that short ball, so you're going to have that back corner open.
And now Brookwood Ballers, having had control over most of this set, up by 1. That time, that one called. But it is a replay, a little bit of miscommunication. The whistle came late.
A little bit. Looks like the referees are going to talk it over and figure out what they saw there. I think the ref seemed to me like the ref thought he saw something, maybe thought he saw the down judge signal something, blew the whistle, didn't realize that maybe miscommunication on the signal. So, but good on the referees. They're talking it over, figuring out the right call.
Yeah, see, one of the things, when you blow the whistle, that signals the end of the rally, the end of the service order. So it's really important to make sure that when you're blowing the whistle, you're blowing it intentionally. And here, if they might have prematurely blew the whistle, or maybe blew the whistle without being clear about what it was they were calling, they did just signal a replay since it did stop play. So that's just the fairest for everybody to redo the serve, give everyone a chance to settle down and figure out what it was that went on. And that way nobody is penalized for a miscommunication.
Score is still 11-10 in favor of Brookwood Ballers.
Push goes over and in. Big swing, actually off-speed swing, but now setter is out. That ball a little too tight, able to push it over.
Good dodge there by number 6, Julian Zora, to make sure he didn't accidentally block it down on his own side. Really nice tip there by Edmund Tang, able to just wrap it around, find that soft spot. Too short for Isabella Yatuma to get down to it, and just outside of the block of number 6, Julian Zora. Edmund Tang's really been making his presence felt in the second half of the second set and this set, doing a really good job.
I think we've also seen Brookwood Ballers and Friends ramp up their ability to serve, receive, and defend, and that has put them in a better position. And they've been swinging a lot more. We haven't seen neither the outside nor the right side for Kiss My Pass swinging very much, just choosing to do off-speed instead. That time, working off of a shot there was a good spot, but Edmund Tang was all over it. That ball dug over and in off of the tip. Set is a little long.
Good up there. Edmund Tang is trying to get it over. Good deep. That's that deep spot we talked about. Looks like number 10 number 10, Alexander Thweny, probably could have been his ball. I think he maybe thought it was out or maybe thought he was in a different spot of the court, and ball just drops. Score is now 13-10. Maybe timeout time for Kiss My Pass.
That roll over and in. They've been out of system a lot, Brookwood Ballers and Friends, but just figuring out ways to put that ball down in the court. It's a little tight, turning all over it for Isabella Prezado. Another big swing off speed again, still up. That time a lift called.
And now we have match point. Could be the last point of our IM Volleyball Winter Rec season. It's 14-10. We don't see a timeout from the Kiss My Pass, so they're just going to let it go. Serve is in.
Roll over and in. Chasing over, kick save. A little too strong.
Still, I mean, great kick save. He's upset with him for himself. That was just to get that ball up anywhere near the net, give them a chance. But still some life here for Kiss My Pass. Down 3, going to need a couple points. But, you know, you get 1, you get 2. Maybe start to get in the head of Brookwood Ballers and Friends. Maybe they want to try to end it on their own terms and make some mistakes. Good pass in here.
Ball
Odette
goes
Matang.
up. Set is now out. Let's see how far they can push it. That ball blocked into the net. And then touched twice, which was the call.
So, point for, regardless, point for Kiss My Pass, now 12-14.
Still match point. Kiss My Pass is serving. Close the lead.
Isabella Prezado smacking the ball into the ground, wanting to make sure she gets a good serve here.
That ball goes up and over to Sean Coe. Free ball or pass set over.
And that's a double
And a double
touch.
contact.
And a fantastic come from behind victory by Brookwood Ballers and Friends. They lost the first set 25-19. Felt like it might have been over for them. They go down 17-12 in the second set, take a timeout, get their feet back under them, and they win in 3 sets here in the CoRec-Recreational Championship.
Just incredible offense, great defense. Ashley Holcomb setting that ball exactly where she knew that it needs to be set. And Logan Mowid and Edmund Tang just able to find the core on swings, on tips, able to turn and see where people weren't and sitting deep on defense. It did a really great job.
Yeah, they did. They really turned it on in that second half. And a couple of mistakes from Kiss My Pass just sort of led to just more and more momentum for Brookwood Ballers and Friends. And I think it was also they started having fun. They had each other's back. And I will say also in the back row, Sean Coe was everywhere.
Absolutely
on serve,
everywhere.
receive, everything. Just getting stuff up, getting good. They had a lot of really good passes to their setter, and that put her in a position to succeed.
Yeah, playing scrappy is what did it for Brookwood Ballers and Friends. They absolutely did not let anything hit the ground, and they fought for it as hard as they could. So a well-deserved CoRec Recreational win. Both teams did a phenomenal job. Our CoRec competitive game, too, was also really tight. All teams doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you guys for watching. That'll be all for us here at the IM Championship Games. It's been a pleasure having you along with us. We would like to thank Athletics for the opportunity to host in this amazing Cliff Keen Arena, and we will see you all next year.